Hey guys, it's Univenter, and today I'm going to talk to Janis, a graduate student of Florida International University in Miami, and we're going to talk about how to apply for the universities abroad, how to get a scholarship, and how the graduate student in the US is going so far. So hi Janis, how are you today?
Hi Dasha, I'm good. I just finished one of my classes today. So yeah, I'm a bit sleepy, but it's all good.
Yeah, glad you agreed on this interview for Univenter. And tell me where you're from and what's your major here?
So my name is Janis. I am from Indonesia. It's in Southeast Asia, and I'm currently studying biology. I'm currently studying biology in the Department of Biological Sciences, but my thesis will be on marine megafauna.
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations. And I think that a lot of people who watch this video would love to ask a lot of questions. But I think the most important one, how did you make this? I mean, how long did it take you from the idea of studying abroad to the acceptance to your university?
So I've always wanted to study abroad, continue my graduate studies. And also like my job, before I got into my job, after I graduated, they were asking me, do you want to do your master's? And so if I wanted to do my master's, there's a bigger chance that they're going to accept me because it's a research organization.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very, like, the higher education level you can get, the more research experience you can get. So it was like, my work supported my higher education. But after I finished my undergraduate, I had about 2 years of working. But in that 2 years, I actually tried to apply for scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
So for my to be able to be here today, my first effort was in 2020.
Oh
like
my
in
God.
September 2020, I did my IELTS
Mm-hmm.
exam, which is like the English exam, because IELTS only lasts for 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after I took my IELTS exam, and then I applied for like 4 scholarships, just so that my IELTS is still valid. And out of all the scholarships, the 4 scholarships, I only got one that is accepted, which is the Fulbright Scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
And I got accepted in 2021. So yeah, in August 2021. And so after I got accepted, there was another 1 year of preparation, and the preparation included like the GRE exam preparation. I had to take another English exam, which is a TOEFL test, and then I had to make so many essays, like for the scholarship, but also to apply to universities. So at that point, I didn't know the university that I was going to yet, and and then after I think it's like in April, I finally got like, hey, you got accepted at FIU, so take it or leave it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, let's take it, and yeah, here I am now.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, the whole process is very frustrating, and
Yeah.
you have to prepare all the documents. And did you do everything by yourself, or you ask for guidance or help?
So from my scholarship, they were really, really helpful, because they were the one who were like just doing all the documents. So they asked us the documents, and then we give it to them, and then they were the one who applied for the universities.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, like for all the documents, the essays, like at first I had to do them by myself, and I did ask for many of my friends to proofread. And actually, the scholarship provided each person with one mentor, just one,
Mm-hmm.
but it was only for the study objectives. So after that, they were like gone. So I didn't really have anyone to like talk to about my choice of universities or anything, other than my fellow Fulbrighters as well. So it was a bit like I had just like sometimes I'm a bit like confused what I'm supposed to do. So yeah.
What was the most important thing for you while choosing the university or the program or the country? Like, what was the most important factors for you?
So before I got my current scholarship, so the current scholarship is only for the US, right? But before that, I apply for Australia, the UK, the US, and just like a global scholarship. And one of the most important factors when I was choosing my scholarship and my university was that I have to live somewhere, or not live, but have access to places where it's not a tropical area. I know Miami is tropical, but like we have access to like, other places that's not in the tropics, because especially for my field of marine biology, like I studied a lot in the tropics, and with my scholarship, I want to be able to explore other ecosystems in different areas. So that's kind of one of the bigger things that made me choose the scholarship and the university.
Yeah, let's back to the question of preparations. Didn't you feel lonely while preparing all the stuff?
Yeah, I did feel a bit lonely. I mean, it wasn't super lonely because one of my friends, she was also applying for a scholarship, but a different one. So we were trying to compare how different scholarship admission was like. And she was applying for Australia, so we were trying to compare, like, oh, for the US you need this, for Australia you need that, but obviously it's different because she's going to Australia, not to the US. So I tried reaching out to a couple of my Fulbright friends, but they were same as me. They were like, I don't know, just a lot of like question marks. So maybe not lonely, but definitely a lot of confusion, especially about administration. Administration sucks.
Yeah, I can totally understand that, because if you have someone, it's much easier, to go through the process.
Yeah.
And that's what we do at Univenter. We connect students with applicants who share their experience. And if you guys, if this Janis story will help you today, that's great. And by the way, Janis is a mentor at Univenter. So if you guys from Indonesia or any other country, you can go to the platform and find Janis and ask any questions you want to. Okay, so let's talk about money. So you said you received a scholarship. So what does the scholarship cover?
So the scholarship that I received basically covers everything, starting from my GRE courses and TOEFL courses. So before we took the exam, we had like the courses before so that our results are good. And then they also cover so I don't live in the capital city of Indonesia, and so for exams or for like visa purposes, they have to like fly me to the capital city, and so they also cover all transportation costs domestically in Indonesia, and then they also flights, obviously transportation to and from the United States, and stipend, money allowance, monthly allowance, so we got monthly allowance. Health insurance, that's important. They cover that as well. And I think like in the beginning we get like book fees, computer fees, so just a lot of, so basically everything.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great scholarship. Apply for the Fulbright. And how much do you spend like every month for your housing, for not tuition, but the grocery, like daily expenses?
So each state in the US, or like Fulbright, gives us money according to the living cost in each area, right? And so actually for my housing, it's almost half of my allowance, because like living in Miami is so expensive, but even for that amount, like it's still a pretty good deal. So it's almost about $1,000, excluding utilities. But actually, I can't really remember how much my expenses are for food and like activities and everything, but I do cook a lot. I think most of my expenses, the biggest one, are for groceries. I like to cook, so most of my expenses are actually for groceries and sometimes transportation, because I kind of live far from the main campus. Miami is a big city, and there's a lot of traffic, and the public transportation is not the best. So sometimes, like when it's a bit late at night or anything and I don't feel comfortable, I take like an online taxi. But yeah, most of my expenses are definitely in groceries and public transportation.
Are you going to apply for any job position? Is it difficult for you here? And
So in the beginning, I was thinking about that, but obviously to be here, you need to like pay your taxes and everything, so you need your social security number and all that stuff, right? But at the same time, I kind of think that I'm only here for 2 years. It's just my master's, and like the scholarship is paying me to do my degree, but also I feel like I will have so many pressure and like so many workload from my university. So I decided not to get any job here. I feel like I want to focus
on the study.
on my studying and yeah.
And my last question is, do you feel homesick already, or any other Indonesian students here you met?
So this kind of sucks because I haven't met any Indonesian students in FIU. I don't know if there's a lot or like a big community of Indonesian people here in Miami, but in FIU there isn't. I mean, there's an Indonesian flag at the canteen at the Graham Center, so I know someone from Indonesia has been here, but I don't know if they're an alumni or an undergrad or anything. Like, I don't know any of that. But I actually miss speaking in Indonesian. Sometimes speaking English is tiring. I think all international students can like relate. So yeah, I miss speaking Indonesian. So sometimes when I'm on the phone with people back home, it's nice to speak in Indonesian. But yeah, a couple of weeks ago, we went to the Indonesian restaurant, and I think like I wanted to cry just like tasting the Indonesian curry and like hearing the cashier and the waiter speaking in Indonesian. Just feels nice and feels at home. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like homesick crazy, but like when I taste something that reminds me of home, and then I'm like,
Brings some
oh
memories.
wow, I kind of miss being home. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, thank you, Janis, for talking to me today. And guys, follow for more. We're gonna like talk to another international students and share their stories. So yeah, thanks. Bye.